Hey everyone, welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and get started today. So we are creating this fun flower spiral design. So this is our beginner's bliss, and you've got the pattern here on your piece of wood that we are creating with. And the first step is really just to go ahead and paint this black. Of course, in any of the designs that we do, you are totally allowed to change the colors that we use. So if you want to do your background a different color and shake it up, you're welcome to do that. I am going to go ahead and get this painted. I see people are hopping on. Hello, Shauna. Hi, Mary. Hi, Jeanette. So for the first step here, we are just painting the background black or whatever color you want to use for your background. I've got some baby wipes and paper towels handy just to wipe off my tools. But this is just a fun design to keep our dotting skills fresh and to kind of play and experiment with the new color palette for this month, which was, I'll be honest, it was outside my comfort zone. I don't use reds and oranges very often. So for me, this is a new, just a different color palette. I do use purples a lot, but I do not use reds and oranges very often. But I was inspired by the dahlias. There we go, and my paint's been sitting a little bit, so I just need to kind of stir that up, and then I will get started. All right. Now the trick when painting on these wood pieces is you can try to match the size exactly, but you don't have to do that. You can totally, as long as your dot is bigger or about the same size, it'll hide those lines fairly well. So I'm just going to give my mandala one more moment to dry. That way anybody who's joined us will have that option as well. All right, so to begin, if you've got your directions, that's also another thing you can, kind of set out if you want to. Um, I like to have them handy just so I make sure I follow the same design that I started with. So the first thing that I'm going to do is here in the center, I'm going to use my orange. Let me make sure I have both of these centered on the screen here. um, my green tool with the large end, and I'm going to make my very center dot. And then I believe this is a purple tool with the deeper orange. So for the sake of things today, I'm going to call this red and I'm going to call this orange. I'm going to call this color peach. This will be lavender and this will be plum. All right, so I'm going to dip into my red. Make sure you've got plenty of paint on your tool. You want to definitely be up over that edge. And we are going to do the 5 dots or 5 circles around that center. And sometimes when I'm working on the wood pieces, I like to just dip again. And I don't really smush too much, but I just add a little extra paint in there just to make these kind of extra juicy dots. They keep getting bigger every time I add more paint in there. They get gloppier and gloppier. That's okay. A few drips on here. There we go. All right, so step 1 is that flower center. And during step 2, we are going to start creating these spirals. Now the spirals here, will end. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 purple. So they're going to end 1, 2, 3, 14 dots. I've got 14 dots of the purple on each arm of this spiral. So I'm going to dip into my lavender and I am going to add 14 dots down each arm. And this is going to be the time-consuming part, is doing each of these lavender dots. All right, so it's 14 down each arm. We're just going to continue all the way around. right, once you finish this design here, I'm going to move on to the plum color. And the next four dots are going to get slightly larger, but I'm going to use the same tool. And what I'm going to do for the next four dots is I'm going to make my primary dot right here. And then I'm going to kind of just, in a circular motion, move this tool to fill in that bigger shape because we don't have a shape that's exactly this size. So it's almost like you're coloring in that little dot there. And so we're going to do the next four in the plum color with the green tool and the large end, and we're going to kind of just use it to scribble in that color for the next four. And while I don't use this technique often, this is a technique that some dot artists will use instead of varying up their tools for every dot. They'll use the same tool for multiple sizes and just kind of fill in the space. We are going to finish this same row with the plum. We're going to use the blue and purple tools for that. So it's 4 plum dots with the green tool. We're going to do 2 dots with the purple stick and then 1 dot with the blue stick, all with the plum color. So the next 2 dots is purple stick, and then blue stick. Purple stick, and then blue stick. I'm going to start filling in these flowers. The first set of flowers here I did in my lavender. And again, these were done with the green stylus, the large end, and I did have to kind of move that paint to fill in those dots. So I'm going to start here with my 5 petals, and I'm going to go all the way around with my lavender petals. Once you get your lavender petals all the way around, I am going to dip into the orange, again with my green stylus. I'm going to give the inside dot to my lavender petals, and then the next flower is going to have these orange dots. So for each arm, I'm going to do the inside dot and then the 5 petals. All right, so if you are following along the worksheet or the handout, we are on to the back. We're on step 7. And the next step is going to be the center dot with peach and then the 5 petals. I'm still using the green tool. Once I have all my peach petals, I'm going to switch to red and the small end. And then I've got a red center dot and 5 red petals. And then the very last dots are the centers of the red petals, and I do those in plum. And then, of course, this is just the first layer of dots. So I really like to let you all decide if you want to do top dots and how you want to do those. So please feel free, now that we've got some dotting under our belt, to add your own top dots in colors that you would like. Generally speaking, they'll work better on the larger dots in this design, but I would love to see what you come up with for the top dots. This one was kind of short and sweet, but I wanted to kind of get us back into the groove after our week off and get back into some dotting practice. For those of you who have hopped on with me tonight, I super appreciate it. This is what we have coming up next week. So we're going to create on our mini canvas here. We've got a circle square design for next week that we're going to be working on. And then I'm also super stoked. I'm going to show you what I've got going on coming down the pipeline. Um, so Shauna was interested in doing swishes, and she asked about that in the group. So there is just some uh, printable papers that you can print off and practice swishes if you want to get started on that. But I'm really going to focus heavily on those next month. And then I have these created just for this group. I've got some dotting tools that are shaped like teardrops. There are some different ways to make teardrops, but these tools are super cool. This is also something you may see arriving at your doorstep fairly soon. But I'm going to show you what these little tools do. They came in the mail and I'm super excited about them. Oops. So they will make these really cute teardrop shapes. So we're going to use those in a future box as well. So I was really excited to get those in the mail and play with them. I've got to come up with some designs to use them in, but I've got 3 different sizes. And so I think we'll be able to make some really cool and beautiful things. So super excited about that. I've also got some stuff, getting everything prepared for the next month or 2. I've been making designs like crazy. So you may see this one coming up. This is a week 1 beginner's design for an upcoming month. So there's some sneak peeks. I've got lots of good stuff in the pipeline. I've been really excited about this. Everywhere I go, I'm just looking for stuff we can dot on and different ways to do it. So it's been kind of fun. But that's all I got for you today. I cannot wait to see your finished pieces. So please make sure you share those in the group so everybody can see. I've really enjoyed seeing all the fun stuff you guys have come up with. And I will let you go for this evening unless anybody has any questions.
The future things look really cool, Tara. I'm excited.
Thanks, Candy. I'm pretty excited too. The person I'm working with, I think he'll be able to even make some, like we did the teardrop as an experiment, and I think we'll be able to make some other cool, like, stamp type tools, so he's been fun to work with. I'm excited to get those sent out. All right, thanks everybody. I hope the rest of your week ends up being wonderful, and I can't wait to see what you create in the group. Have a good night.